The debate on wealth inequality in India has intensified since the pandemic. People lost jobs, inflation is up, but one segment saw it as Aapda mein avsar. The super rich are killing it when it comes to being richy rich, and this has further widened inequality. The annual Oxfam report, The Survival of the Richest, highlights this. It says the richest 1% owns 40% of India's wealth, and if we widen the base of the richest, the top 10% own 80% of wealth. Another example to map this disparity is the number of billionaires. What was 102 in 2020 now is 166. The richest Indian, Gautam Adani's wealth increased 8 times during the pandemic. And since then, it has doubled to almost 11 lakh crore rupees. Oxfam, an independent organization that focuses on alleviating global poverty, has been advocating for wealth tax to address this disparity. But to understand this, we need to first make a distinction between wealth and income. Wealth includes bonds, shares, properties, vagera vagera. But here is the thing. India abolished wealth tax in 2015 because it was not generating revenues. Also, you will be surprised to know there is no inheritance tax in India, which means बाप का, दादा का, भाई का, मम्मी का, सबका पैसा पास ऑन होगा, वो भी टैक्स फ्री. Income, on the other hand, is what you earn monthly or annually. Everybody has to pay taxes if the income falls in certain brackets. This sensationally titled report gives various scenarios how wealth tax could pay for health, education, and other schemes. Let me break it down for you. Healthcare. In 2018-19, for the first time in 15 years, government health expenditure as a percentage of GDP fell to 1.28%. Currently, the government spends over 1 lakh crore rupees a year on health. And here is the thing. This could be funded by taxing just the top 100 billionaires at the rate of 2%. चलिए एक और example देखते हैं. The National Health Mission. This costs the government around 36,000 crore rupees a year. And by just taxing the wealth of all billionaires at 3%, the scheme could be funded for 3 years. The importance of the government health expenditure can be assessed from this New Indian Express report. If you look at it, the numbers are staggering. Just the out-of-pocket expenditure on healthcare has pushed over 55 million people into poverty. Now, education. Question time. How much money do you think is required to bring back out-of-school children? Any guesses? The answer is 1.4 lakh crore rupees. And you know what? Taxing 100 billionaires at the wealth tax rate of 2.5% can take care of the bill. But friends, wealth tax is not the only problem. Let's see how individuals and corporates are taxed. You earn money, you pay taxes. Buy medicines, you pay taxes. Packaged food, you pay taxes. Even your newslaundry subscription has taxes included in it. While corporate tax and income tax fall under the direct tax category, GST falls under the indirect tax regime and it's applicable to everyone. First, corporate tax. The government in 2019 revised it down to 22% from 30%. This was even lower for new businesses at 15%. The argument for the concession was that economy was under stress. The concession meant a windfall of 1.8 lakh crore rupees for businesses in 2019 and 20. And it can be seen by how listed and unlisted companies have been posting record profits since the pandemic. But what about the income tax rates, you ask? Unlike corporate tax, it was not revised in 2019. Probably, the government thought individuals के लिए सब चंगा सी. And for those living under a rock, the maximum income tax rate in India is 30%. 30%, 22%, 22%, 30%. You see the difference? On GST, budget data shows the government collected 5.48 lakh crore rupees in 2020-21 and 6.75 lakh crore rupees in the following year. This is more than the corporate tax collection. But hang on, are the poor paying more GST than the rich? Yes. This is what the report says. It shows that GST contribution of the bottom 50% is 64.30%. There is another way to look at this number. This group spends 6.7% of its monthly income on GST. But it's not like that the report has not been questioned. Print editor Shekhar Gupta has flagged the GST bit of the report. Check out what he said.
The absurdity lies in the fact that Indian GDP, per capita GDP at current prices is 1,72,903. So overall 140 crore Indians per capita GDP is 1,72,913. So you would logically believe that people in the higher 50%, in the higher income half of the Indian population will have much more than this. In this case, by this calculation, for people in the lower half of Indian income levels, lower 50% have a per capita income of 2,03,000, while the average GDP, per capita GDP of India's entire population is 1,72,900. ये कैसे हो सकता है?
All said and done, you may want to know how to get out of this mess. Oxfam has been advocating for wealth tax to address the wealth disparity. It calls indirect taxes regressive, leading to inflation. But who do you think suffers the most when petrol and diesel prices go up? The poor. Just imagine, pre-packaged rice, pulses, and cereals are taxed at 5%. Packaged parathas attract 18% GST. The government argues that incentives to businesses, like the drop in the tax rate to 22%, will create jobs, bring in investment. The rate of unemployment, on the other hand, tells us a different story. Oxfam confirms this. So how have businesses used tax incentives? The report answers this question as well. To fill their pockets. To make amends, the report suggests the following solutions. Tax the rich at 60% of their income and one-off wealth tax on the richest 1%. I mean, the truth is, I've never had it so good in terms of taxes. I'm paying the lowest tax rate that I've ever paid in my life. These, my friends, are not my words. This was said by one of the richest men on the planet, Warren Buffett.
The subscription model is something that keeps Newslaundry afloat, but we need hundreds of thousands of people to completely transform the news ecosystem. So you pay for news, so it serves you. So click on the link with this video, subscribe to Newslaundry and pay to keep news free, और गर्व से कहो मेरे खर्च पर आज़ाद है खबरें।